In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should do when you start your first trip. This is really for those who have never done this before and they are going to face having to start their first trip. And I'm also going to tell you how it went for me when I did my first trip. It's a little story, okay? So the very first thing you have to do is you have to find a load. Like I took it up in my earlier video, you can go to register with Daily Express, you can register with ATS, and you can go to Load Covered, or another website is called Cover My Load, and get trips from there. And then you are going to call the broker. When you reach the broker, you are going to be calm and collected. You're not going to make the impression that you're a complete newbie who doesn't know what he's doing. You're going to be calm and collected, and you say to the broker, I just saw your notice on Load Covered, a trip from Ohio to Wyoming, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Is it still available? And the broker says, yeah, it's still available. Okay, so what are your rates? So there, when you then tell him, my rate is, since you're doing a chase, your rate is 135 or 145. You can pick one of the two. I would just really go for 135, so to make sure that you really get the load, because you have to start driving to get experience. Unless you drive, you won't improve. That's a fact of life. Now, what the broker then next does is he says, okay, good. Oh yeah, no, I forgot. What you should also say is not just my rate is 135 or 145, whatever you want to do. You should also then tell him, and for a hotel night I charge 70 or 75, and for a no-go I charge $150 plus a hotel night. And the broker says, okay, sounds good. And he says, okay, I'm going to send you a text message with the phone number and the name of the trucker, so you have to call him up and get in communication with him to find out where you have to be and when you have to be there. Okay, so that's the end of the talk with the broker. Brokers usually don't know what the load is really about. They know often the miles though. They know the permitted miles. And that's something you could ask him for, but you can also figure this out. Now, okay, you want to keep this, you don't want, let's not put anything extra in there. You can ask him for the permitted miles of that trip. That's actually not a bad question to ask. Okay, and that's that. So now next is you call right away the trucker. You don't let grass grow under your feet on that, because sometimes these truckers, while they give the trip to a broker to find a pilot car for him, the trucker gets on the phone himself and looks himself for a pilot car. And then if you call him up too late, he says, oh, I already got a pilot car. That's fuck up, Okay, I have to edit this. It's no bueno. It's not good. So call the trucker right away and tell him, hi, my name is Herbert. I'm your chase on the trip from Ohio. Let me know, please tell me, where are you currently? And then he says, well, I'm on exit 15 on the 70 or something like this. And that is something, if you're familiar with that area, that may be fine. I never accept something like this. I say, okay, can you send me a pin of your map point? Another thing is to say, send me the address. If he can't send you a pin of the address and he doesn't know how to do it, and there's no way you're going to get a pin from him, saying, all right, just please send me the address of where you are. Okay. I had about 4 really upsetting experiences by not getting the exact data where he is. You also might want to ask him, what truck do you have? Oh, I have a yellow Peterbilt. Oh, that's great, man. A yellow Peterbilt is going to be very visible. You're going to find this. You get into one of these truck stops. There are hundreds of trucks in there, and you have to find him there. So a waypoint, if you have a waypoint, you actually know the exact point in that truck stop where he is. Okay, so that's what I absolutely would go for. Give me a waypoint. Anyway, again, the talk with the trucker, keep it calm, cool, and collected, and find out when you have to be there and where you have to be. So the next point is you're going to go there. Now you want to schedule your trip in a way so you at least arrive 1 hour before the time the trucker requested you to be there. Why? First of all, you want to get yourself ready. You know, if you had to have a long trip before you got there, you want to refresh, you know, get anything, food, but anything you want, and then you have to put up the signage on your car, and then you inform the trucker, I'm here now, and then he comes out of the truck, you go up to him and you tell him, I'm Herbert, how are you? And he says, well, yeah, I'm Joe, I'm fine, and how are you? And so forth, the classic American introduction. And then usually they then start gonna talk immediately. Okay, so we're gonna do this Wyoming ride. It's not a big deal, he says. I've done this 15 times. I know what I'm doing. You're just gonna be behind me and let me know if there's any problem back there, you know. And then you say, okay, good. Is there anything specifically you want me to pay attention to? Keep an eye on the chains, you know. We don't want any of these chains to get loose. You could say things like this. Or he could say, well, don't give me every 4 that comes up from behind. I don't care if a 4 comes. Just tell me the 18s. Or some things say, I don't want to know about 4s. I don't want to know about 18s. I just want to know if an oversize wants to pass me. All right? Tell me about those. And okay, so you listen to all these things and you take him in, you take note of this, and you definitely promise to do that or improve that or follow that, okay? Now, the other thing I would tell him is, by the way, I am a fairly new pilot car driver. I am fairly new at this, and I'm totally happy to receive any sort of directions from you. That is a good thing to say. It's the truth. It's a good thing to say. The trucker is going to be happy about this, and he's going to be very happy about helping you out on this. At the end of the trip, you get the trucker to sign your trip sheet, and then you send your trip sheet and your invoice to the broker. And that's the end of the story. Another thing you should do is you should give the trucker your business card. On my first pilot car trip, I did not tell the trucker that I was brand new. Or fairly new. I just, went through the whole motion that I just explained to you, didn't tell him anything about my experience, and went on the trip. And then I did a bunch of little mistakes. First I was calling out too much. Then I forgot calling out something. Then I once went into the oncoming lane. As a chase car driver, went into the oncoming lane like too long time. He got worried about that. Anyways, it was like a whole bunch of things I did that freaked him out. So the trucker then, the trip is over, and the trucker comes out of the truck and walks toward my car and says, I came out of my car too, and he says to me, are you brand new at this? And I said, well, yeah, I'm fairly new. He says, I was thinking about that. He said, you should have told me this. If I would have known that you were a little new, I would have helped you out a little bit more. Stupid from me. I should have told him. So I want to make sure you do this. You tell a trucker, I'm fairly new, because they like to help. They like to help you. Out. They absolutely hate it when somebody pretends. I tell you, I have seen the most disgust from truckers about people that pretend. One truck even told me, you know, I rather have a guy who is fairly new that I can mold into a pilot car driver that is a good one. You know, there was a daily truck driver who told me this. And also, by the way, my first truck driver was also a daily truck driver. You know, these daily truck drivers helped me a lot. You know, I got built by them. I could, you know, like, you know, I could say I almost got built by them.